Now we look at the suspend message. Okay, so it is possible to temporarily suspend the active call, and for analog users, this happens by the network itself. So when, let's say, the calling party and the called party, they are connected in the call, and the called party goes on hook, it disconnects the call. So the call is not disconnected immediately. Instead, the network initiates the suspension of the active call, and a timer is started at the originating local exchange. And when the timer is expired, at that time the release procedure is done. And before that timer expires, if the user picks up the call again, then the call continues as usual. So this is the suspend and resume process that begins from the network. The user is does not know about it. So this process of putting the going on hook, then off hook, that itself acts like a suspend and resume process. Okay, but in case of ISDN, this same thing, it can happen uh, by the user also. Okay, so that is a user initiated suspend and resume. So how it is from the user is that, as we saw in the analog case, it is just possible for the called party to basically the exchange closer to the called party to have this network initiated suspend and resume, because only the called party is going on hook, then it is going off hook. So the exchange which is connected to the called party has the right to initiate the suspend and resume. Whereas for the ISDN terminal, it is possible to shift the terminal in the active call itself. Okay, so basically you unplug from one terminal and plug it to the another terminal, and in the active call this can happen. So this can be supported only by the user initiated suspend and resume. Okay, so basically there are two kinds of suspend. One is the network initiated suspend, and another is the user initiated suspend. Okay, so for network initiated suspend, it is always going to be the suspending authority, suspending controller exchange is going to be the destination exchange. Okay, we'll see in the call flow, it will become more clear. So this is the originating exchange, this is the destination exchange, and this is the terminal of the called party, this is the terminal of the calling party. Okay, now the call is already established. We are looking into the network initiated suspend. Okay, so let's say this terminal, it goes on hook. The call is already established, that I'm not showing in this slide. Okay, so as soon as the call terminal goes on hook, the destination exchange will start the suspend. It will send the suspend message to the originating exchange, and for this time the call is suspended, and as soon as it receives the suspend, it starts the T6 timer, which is around 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, when this timer expires, okay, let's suppose it expires after 2 minutes, then it will start the normal release process. That is, it will send the release message to the destination one, it will initiate the release procedure with the calling one. Okay, then here the three-way release process will start, and here two-way release process will start on receiving the release. This will also perform the release process. Okay, so the key point here is for the network initiated suspend, the controller for the suspend is going to be the originating exchange, because the timer is running at the originating exchange and not at the destination exchange. Okay, and the timer which runs is the T6 timer, and after the timer has expired, originating exchange is the one which initiates the release procedure towards the calling terminal as well as towards the destination exchange. Okay, so I hope this is clear. In case of ISDN, something similar happens, but not exactly similar. Okay, because for ISDN it is a user initiated suspend. So when user initiated suspend is there, this means that the calling party as well as the called party, both the parties can initiate this suspend procedure. So their corresponding exchanges, they become the controller for the suspend. Okay, so let us take the Isdn example. This is the originating exchange, this is the destination exchange, this is the calling party terminal, this is the called party terminal. Let's say here the called party decides to go suspend. Okay, so the called party triggers the suspend. So it will send the SS7 suspend message to the destination exchange. Now, since it is the user initiated suspend, so the timer T2 will start here at the closest exchange, and when this T2 has expired, at that time the release procedure will start. Okay, it will send the release here, it will send the destinate here. Okay, similarly, had it been that the calling party would have initiated the suspend call, then the suspend controller would be the originating controller. Here the T2 timer will start, and on it will send the suspend message also to the remote end, but it will start the timer T2 over here, and at the end of T2, at the expiry of T2, it will initiate the release procedure. Okay, so basically the suspend controller could be originating party as well as originating exchange as well as destination exchange, and the timer which is started is T2, which is a different value than the normal T6. Okay, next we'll see the resume process.